And we're live. Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Vtuber Gaming Talk, a show in which I invite a Vtuber to chat and chill a little bit for an hour or two. It depends. And today we are having back one of the first guests of the show, Chicago. Would you like to introduce yourself, man?
Yeah, sure, I'd like to introduce myself. Just to be sure, I defused the bomb. It's okay. We don't have to worry about it. It did not go off.
I don't know what bomb he's talking about.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there was no bomb. Totally. Exactly. Anyway, hi,
There was no war in Basing said there was no bomb here.
Yes, exactly. But hello, welcome. Hi, I am Jakado, aka Jakado X, aka Jakado Extra. I'm a tokusatsu robot monkey mecha pilot hero VTuber who likes talking retro video games and classic anime.
And that's a title.
Yes, no, I say it every time.
How? Like my brain is in a jumbled mess every time I try to remember all of those names.
You say it enough times, you got it memorized, man.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, I believe it.
Yep.
But yeah, that checks out.
Doing this for a hot moment. I'm back. As you can see, I have gone retro since the last time I've been on here.
I don't know if it counts, but you kinda look like a Donkey Kong Country character right now. Like you're a 2D PNG of a 3D model, low poly.
Well, I mean, yeah, technically right now, yeah, with the way how we're doing this, that is true. I mean, that's the whole point, though. I'm aesthetically supposed to be like kind of like a 90s, early 2000s video game character. You know, you got your like 3D rendered SNES models, and you got your N64, Sega Saturn, PS1 models when I'm actually in motion. So there you go. I also got my other model that's in the back of my pocket that I'm saving for future debuting endeavors, because folks are asking, Chikado, I thought it was supposed to be a live 2D. I do have a live 2D. It's all done, it's all finished, but
preparations needs to be done.
Something. Yeah, preparations need to be done for that one. I'm doing a big debut of things with that, and I'm getting lines from folks and setting things up in the background, because it's not just a debut of the model, but of some other cool things I'm working on. So just got to make sure everything's cool with that. So people are wondering, hey, Jakado, where's your other thing? I thought you were supposed to be a live 2D and also a 3D. Yes, I am. I will be. But I wanted to tease some things, and you can't just have a retro 3D model and not make it do stuff and pose it around, you know?
I mean, it's a PS1 model. You want that thing everywhere.
Like, I am literally a retro gamer, mostly. I mean, I play modern stuff too, but I play a lot of retro titles. People know this about me, and I play a lot of those kinds of games, and it's like, I can't not use that when I'm playing retro games, you know?
Yeah, honestly. The thing is, do we
it's hard enough
when we mod let's say Mega Man Legends 1, right? If we mod that, do we replace data for you, or do we replace Mega Man with you?
Very equally good questions. It can go either way, to be honest.
I actually would like to see both. Like, you're the save point and the main character.
Honestly, if I'm able to in the future, I'd probably like, okay, so can I get an even chibier retro model? And just like I literally like data size kind of.
At that point, you might as well just made a mascot, you know?
Yeah, no, fair point. Yeah, no, I mean, I technically kind of have like a monkey with a scarf as our mascot friend, but as seen in some scab arts that I had. But yeah, no, we'll think about it. We'll think about it.
Just replace Ballnut and data sample. Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. I can fill them for both. Just lean a little bit more on the monkey on the one. But yeah, no, like yeah, we got the 3D model here, and I got like live 2D filling in for both. I got some cool things coming up with that, but just gotta get everything ready first beforehand.
Yeah, it takes time. Like everybody wants to like make it way more special for a model. Like it costs money, might as well just go all the way and make it more special.
Right. Yeah, no, like especially with the things I got planned
yeah.
up. I might have hinted with you before previously, and
I think I know. I think I know what it is, but for the sake of like the surprise,
yeah, we're not gonna mention it here because like it's already hard enough not showing everybody the 3D model and the 2D model. Like, okay, I gotta show one of these things. I gotta use one of these things already. I've been holding off on the 2D model while I'm editing what I'm editing, like working on what I'm working on, but. Yeah, I can't hold on to two models at the same time and not show them off, you know?
Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't know shit. Besides, this is a gaming talk show.
Yes, we got games. I even tweeted about it. Like, actually, do we have a consensus on what the title is? Is this Daenerys 10 versus Jakato 2 hyper fighting, or
okay,
I actually
want to save that. I actually want to save that title up if someday we do some kind of like, I don't know, competition in fighting games or something like that. Like, I don't know, we challenge each other on fighting games that neither of us know how to play and just have a good time on that one.
Oh yeah, that's something we could do. We could be doing something like that.
I mean,
we got a lot of options.
Fight Kit is right there and it works, so that's that.
Mm-hmm. Just bring out the old arcade JoJo's game. See what happens.
Yeah, as long as nobody picks Pet Shop, we're good. I've seen nasty shit from Pet Shop.
Yeah, no, Pet Shop is the one that really like does it on there. No, I'll be the dude. I'll be the dude who picks young Joseph of all things.
I mean, it's not that bad.
Yeah, no, he's still good, but most much like, hey, I want the stand. Like, I'm the guy who really likes part 2.
Yeah, we're missing Jonathan on that one.
Yeah.
But I guess it's fine since, well, you already have old Joseph, which is kind of the same.
Yeah, same dude, just different generation times. Also, it's a little bit different than future JoJo games. They have like all the different JoJo parts, but yeah, the old Capcom JoJo's be based off of part 3. Part
3 mainly, I think. They had a few, like, I think the only one outside of part 3 is like just young Joseph. They even cloned Polnareff, I think, 3 times.
Yeah, they got like a couple of like clones or different like things out, but they got like even like Shadow Dio, like when he was in the shadows, and then they have him when he's actually revealed and other stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy game. Like back in the day, I actually knew what JoJo Star Adventure was, and then lo and behold, suddenly out of nowhere, got a reboot on everything, and now everybody knows what it is.
Thank you.
I remember when JoJo was obscure.
You remember the OVA?
Yeah, I remember the OVA and the manga beforehand.
Oh, dude.
I got those imported.
Yeah.
From family members, because they're like, hey, here's a cool thing called JoJo.
Yeah, I want a JoJo game from Capcom too. God damn it.
Had it on PS1.
I had it on PS1.
Yeah.
That OVA still holds up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it still holds up and everything, yeah.
I mean, the voice acting on the upside of things is actually really funny.
Oh, totally.
Like
you have Mario as the senator, dude.
Fucking Mario.
Yeah, actual Mario voice playing some politician guy for like an episode or two. It's crazy.
Oh right, that was at the end of the OVA.
Yeah, the end of the OVA. Yeah,
the driver for Dio.
The driver for Dio. Yeah.
Jesus.
That was Mario.
I mean, makes sense because that was on Italy, was it? No, well, that was on Egypt. Never mind.
Yep. See, Midori in the chat saying the quote in the line.
Oh yeah, this sidewalk has plenty of room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
When I was at a convention a couple years back, some folks were like bringing it up just for the meme sake because actual Mario voice is there. They're getting things signed. Besides Mario stuff, some folks actually brought up the OVA and some of the other things he was in. If I recall, he was in Skyrim 2, I believe.
No shot. Hold on.
Yeah, I had to double check his IMDb. It was Skyrim or some other games he was in. Let me double check. Yeah, Charles Martinet. Yeah, he was the Skyrim dragon.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Crazy stuff. Parthenax. Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Was a dragon.
Weird.
So, yeah, there's your little bit of video game trivia. So if you want to list other things that Mr. Mario Man has done, there you go.
Okay, noted. Jesus. That's weird. That's an obscure one, actually. Wow.
Yeah. That's what I do. That's what I do on my streams. I give people trivia like, I don't know why I'll ever need to know this, but here you go.
I mean, it's always cool to know.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I do. Like, I say obscure things or behind-the-scenes facts or little trivia knowledge of video games that I'm playing, especially retro stuff.
Wait.
That most folks wouldn't even know about or talk about. And it's like, oh, I didn't know that was an actual thing. Yeah, no, that's an actual thing.
Wait, he's on Super Broly? Or Superhero? The fuck?
Yep.
Oh, he might be playing one of the Red Ribbon, right?
He's playing the son of the Red Ribbon Army leader.
Oh! Oh, shit.
Yeah, there you go. There's another thing he did.
Well, that's nice. The fact that also Charles Martinet did did this little cameo on the Mario Brothers movie. He also did all the other versions of that specific cameo, like all the different languages of that different line or that specific line.
Well,
so
he actually, like, some folks mostly point out the guy who's kind of like the stand-in for the regular video game Mario that pops up in the Mario movie, but he also played Mario's dad in it.
Makes sense.
Like, he did at least 2 parts. He might have done more than that, but like I know at least he played, I think it was Giuseppe and Mario's dad.
It might have been Giuseppe because I think it was at the beginning of the movie.
No, yeah.
That guy was playing the old Donkey Kong game.
He was playing the Jump Man.
Yeah, that one. There's that and Giuseppe. Okay, yeah. I think it was the Giuseppe line that was like on all languages, just Charles Martinet.
Yeah, because you know he's the voice of Mario.
It has to.
You can't not have the voice of Mario doing the Mario voice and all the other stuff, because you know people recognize it because they use them in multiple languages.
True. But yeah. So you wanted to talk about Evo and Street Fighter, right?
Yeah, we got Street Fighter, we got Evos, we got other fighting games, new game news, lots of cool stuff going on in the world of fighting games these last couple days.
If I'm being completely honest with you, the announcements on Evo were 100 times better than Summer Games Fest, at least for me. Like,
well,
Jesus.
I mean, to be fair, we play a lot of fighting games, so that's a little bit more tailored for us, you know?
Yeah. Plus, I love the constant publicity they were running for like Double Dragon Gaiden.
Oh yeah.
They were running that every single time they had
really
the opportunity to do it. Yes, me too.
I really want to play it.
Yeah,
one of these days I'll be able to play it.
I mean, how?
There's a lot of games coming out because people are asking, hey Jakarta, are you gonna get this game? Or are you gonna get like this game? And I thought I wasn't gonna get Baldur's Gate, but surprisingly, like a viewer of my stream was like, hey, here's a gift, Baldur's Gate 3, go play it. Like, okay.
Jeez.
Here you go. Like, all right, well, I thought I wasn't gonna be able to play Baldur's Gate, but bam, here it is. Because like my Steam list is like, hey, do you know your friend's playing Baldur's Gate? Hey, did you know your friend's playing Baldur's Gate? I'm like, cool, awesome. I can't play that yet because my game for the month of August is the new Armored Core coming out in a few days.
Jesus, yeah.
Because
that's right.
Giant robots, and I am a mecha pilot hero, so I gotta play the new Armored Core. I played all the Armored Cores.
Plus, it looks so good.
It looks amazing, and I thought that was gonna be my game for the month of August, but bam, awesome, cool dude. I think it was Grumpy Oscar Noodle. Yeah, he just comes out of nowhere and it's like, hey, Jacato, I saw this on your wish list. Here you go, have fun. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I can play Baldur's Gate now, and oh, hey, I guess I can play co-op with friends now.
Hey, positives are positives. You can do that and play Armored Core later on, so...
There you go, now I can play both of them, so
Jeez.
awesome. Good stuff, good stuff.
Yeah.
I had to work out my schedule for this week now that Baldur's Gate is open.
Oh, yeah.
Because before I was like, all right, I'm waiting for Armored Core. Here's some retro titles that I've already been playing, but you know,
I mean, you could always
games.
Yeah. Actually, I was thinking you will be the type of person that will actually just play a little bit of the old Armored Core games in preparation for the new one.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah.
But I was like, but which Armored Core do I do? Do I do the original PS1s? Do I do like generation, like the second generation or PS2 or PS3? And then I had the option of the PS3/Xbox 360 era games, so there was like a lot of Armored Cores to go with. But
I mean, I will actually, just for the sake of having that shock of the jump, go for the origin of Armored Core, like PS1, the oldest one you have, and then just play the newest one. Like direct jump.
The thing is with Armored Core, a lot of folks that are new to the series didn't know this, but the games, like the customizations and like logos and some of your like even play data and like character history, they carry over into different games in the Armored Core generation. So like your stuff from like Armored Core, the original, carries over to like the Armored Core Combat game or like the follow-up game. Like Armored Core, like, it says, like, Armored Core 3, and then Armored Core subtitle on, like, the PS2. Your data carries over, your money carries over, what you do with your character carries over. Your old save data carries over into the next game.
Oh, that's sick.
And not a lot of games do that. They, like, send you back to square one, or it's like, oh, just fill in some questionnaires what you did previously. But no, your actual save data carries over for a lot of these games with your logo, your character history, your decisions, who you worked for, all that stuff goes into the next one.
Funny enough, the only game I can remember doing that was Skylanders. Because every single figure progressed on one game, and all the progression and levels from that figurine you have is translated to the next game. Mm-hmm. Which is funny.
But the major part of it, too, is this isn't a case of, like, oh, it's like a Telltale, like, Episode 1, Episode 2 deal, where it's like, I made a couple decisions, that carries over. No, this is, like, talking about, like, actual missions, like, how many dudes you shot down, are you, like, an ace, how much credits you got left over, like, there's a lot of things that carry over one to the other one, and it's some crazy stuff. The only other games that I'm hard-pressed to think of at the moment that does something similar a little bit is, like, the .hack video games, because your decisions, your missions, the stuff you said on the forums, your friends, and all that stuff, and the .hack series, they also carried over into, like, from one game to the next, which was pretty cool.
Will Metal Wolf Chaos count as an Armored Core game since it was the same devs?
Sort of. So, From Software, besides Armored Core, you know, most people know these days for, like...
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls, yeah, I just addressed the elephant out of the room. They're known for Dark Souls these days, but they actually did a couple of other mech stuff, like, as you mentioned, Metal Wolf Chaos. A lot of the systems and stuff carry over from that. I'd say that's a very, very much Armored Core spin-off. A lot of the mechanics and, the controls and stuff for some of the things. You can set it so it's one-to-one with an Armored Core game. But they also did this interesting crossover series. They worked with Band Presto. I might have mentioned this before in, like, the previous time I was on the show and everything, but Super Robot Wars, where they have like all the anime robots coming together, and like they got it in this like grid turn-based strategy Fire Emblem Disgaea-esque, you know, map where like they're doing attacks and stuff. Like they had that with the animation. They got the voice cast. They do the moves, and they combine the stories together. They actually made a game that plays like Armored Core, but with all the anime robots from like video games and anime and manga and stuff, called Another Century Episode. where they have them cross over, but it plays like an Armored Core game, where it's an action title, and you're like doing missions and stuff. They had a couple of those. I wish they'd make more. They haven't made any since like the PS3 era. Like the last one they did was on PS3. But those games are really good, and I wish they'd make another one. Hopefully, now they got this new Armored Core system, Bandai Namco's gonna be like, all right, we want you to make another Centuries episode game.
Oh god.
With like Gundam and Code Geass and Gurren Lagann and all these other crazy robot shows coming together and stuff, you know? Because there's a lot of mecha anime, a lot of mecha video games, a lot of mecha manga that have come out since the PS3 era, and I want to see that in Armored Core style.
I have a better idea. A fighters style mecha game. Like we do, we have a 2D fighting game, kind of like Cyberbots, but we have Arc System Works doing the shit out of that game, kind of like
that
fighters.
Would be pretty cool.
Because combining the story of all of these complicated mecha animes, like I know the war crimes and Geneva Convention breaking rules of Gundam, the insane story of Evangelion, and who the fuck knows what happens on Gurren Lagann at this point. It's complicated to combine all of those stories, but if we have a fighting game, we don't have to worry about that shit. We just have these mechs fighting each other.
You say it's complicated, but if you go back to those games I mentioned, Super Robot Wars, another Century episode, they made it work somehow. They actually wrote a plot line with the original creators of those manga, of those anime, of those games. Like, okay, who would win in a fight between these guys? Okay, how would they interact with this character? They actually made it work somehow, which is crazy, but I can totally see the appeal of, you know, just like, I just want to see cool robots fighting cool robots.
I mean, yeah. Also, yeah, a Gurren Lagann game that leaves Japan.
That is also true. I mean, technically you could like import them and stuff, and they have them in English, some of them, but I want it officially released out there. Like, we already got Super Robot Wars 30, which is officially on Steam with the copyrights worked out. They have the other Super Robot Wars games as of late, the last couple of years, on Steam in Asia. But, like, come on, just, like, work out a deal, flip the switch, and put them on the Western storefront, man. People would go back by those older Super Robot Wars, especially with Gurren Lagann in it.
I will also like to demand that please translate the Gundam games, please. People are asking for those
more
a
Gundam
lot.
games, true.
Like, the last Gundam game, Gundam Evolution that just closed out, I couldn't even play it. That was out of Japan. That was on the West, but not on my region. Like, why did you region lock the fuck out of that game? Or the Gundam games in general?
Like, folks are wondering what happened with Gundam Evolution. Well, that's one of the things that happened with it. I mean, if you made it more open, probably would helped it out more if you made it open for more regions. And then also, there's this whole thing called cough crossplay that would have definitely benefited from that.
Mm-hmm. There are games out there that don't have the luxury of having an IP like Gundam that just close out after just 3 months of like being available to the public.
They tried doing a thing, doesn't work out well.
With crossplay and actually good internet connection.
Right.
And they close out.
We talked about this with fighting games a lot of times, but there's a lot of games that are like, doesn't matter what platform you're on, it's pretty much the same game even if you're playing online, right? Like, it's the same game, your medium, your platform is the only difference, but I mean, you take, like, Street Fighter 6 on the PC versus the PS5 versus the Xbox Series X, it's pretty much the same game, and that's one of the reasons why that has crossplay now. Has crossplay. It plays exactly the same, practically. The only things really on there is, like, graphical scaling and stuff.
Yeah, plus, the only, I think, genre of games that might just feel more different compared to console to PC, it's shooters in general, like third person, first person. Every single type of shooter you have will feel completely different on PC than console, and there are some other games that are better played on
I will note there are some
exceptions.
Keyboard. I will note there are some exceptions because even if there is a crossplay between PC and console, a lot of these games these days, did you know you could actually plug in a keyboard and mouse into your Xbox, into your PlayStation,
Yes, I
and
know.
it still works. Yeah,
And
a lot of people don't know that.
there's
Like, you
two
can actually
things.
take a keyboard and mouse, like, you can plug those in and play Halo Infinite with the keyboard and mouse on an Xbox.
Whatever you do, this is an actual thing that happens. If you do that on Rainbow Six, you'll get banned because that's not allowed on console.
Well, that's why these newer ones, they have implementations. They ask you, are you playing on a mouse and keyboard or are you playing on controller, even if you're on console? Like,
Yes.
Rainbow Six should have the knowledge that, hey, people are going to be doing this.
Rainbow Six have crossplay, but
Have like a toggle on there, you know?
they have
Like, that's why
outage.
these newer games, they put toggles. They say, do you mind crossplay? Do you want to only play with people on controller or people with keyboard and mouse? Do you mind if it's a mix between keyboard and mouse players and people on controllers? Like again, a good example, Halo asks you, hey, do you want to play only with controller players or with keyboard and mouse players, or both? Do you only want to play with people on PC? Do you want to play people on Xbox? Do you want to play with both? Like, you gotta give folks like credit for like having all these different options available to them, because some folks are like, hey, I want to have all options available always with crossplay. I don't care where they're playing. I want to play with my friends no matter what platform. You know?
Yeah.
And more games need to do that, especially the ones that are like copy and paste, just different platform. You know, there's a lot of games where it's like there should be no differences. Example being here, funny enough, Capcom, they worked out crossplay. It works great. Street Fighter 6, chef's kiss. Very good with the crossplay. It's on Xbox, it's on PlayStation, it's on PC. It's got different control options. It's really, really good. And you can play that on server and some other stuff. But on the opposite end, same time, Capcom, I want to play Exoprimal with my friends, but for some reason right now, you have, quote, crossplay, but it's only in matchmaking versus. I can't party up with my friends if they're on Steam and I'm playing on Xbox. Why is that a thing? Yeah, like, what's up with that? Like you had it right with Street Fighter 6, and you have Capcom IDs. The reason why we have crossplay, how you make the crossplay work, in Exoprimal as well. You mind getting that working? Because some people are concerned. Wait, let me finish for a second. Some people are concerned because, you know, people are going to have some words about crossplay when the new Monster Hunter comes out. Because people don't want to start from the beginning every single time you make the Switch version, the Steam version, the Xbox version. Because that's been happening with the last couple Monster Hunter games. Like, they're the exact same game practically. And in theory, they could have crossplay, but every time people have to start a new data on the new platform. Even if it's the same game, like Monster Hunter Rise, that just happened recently, where like they had it on Switch, and they had it on PC, and then people weren't sure if they wanted to do it again for a third time on Xbox and PlayStation.
I mean, it would be cool to have Monster Hunter on all platforms. I think Monster Hunter World did well on all platforms.
Yeah,
but
like,
the
problem with that, though, is that it's not crossplay, though.
Yeah, that. Also different teams. Like, I think the team that was handling Exoprimal didn't have the experience to make Exoprimal a game that was crossplay.
Oh yeah, no, sure. I can see it initially, but the thing is, like, folks were already talking about this during the beta, though.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, no, like, it was already and then they had a second beta. And then they had the actual release. You know, they had some time to consider it. The word is they're working on it right now, but they should have had, like, you know, the foreknowledge to think about that if people were already talking about it during the beta, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was in the original beta for that, so I had some choice words about that. I mean, I will definitely play Exoprimal at some point. I have a lot of friends playing it right now. They're playing the Steam version, but, you know, again, dialing it back to, I can only get so many games in August right now.
Yeah,
like,
true.
Like, as much as I'm giving, like, some words about Capcom, they actually have my wallet for the year of 2023, because they've been having a really good year with stuff like Resident Evil 4 Remake, the Mega Man Battle Network Collection, and Street Fighter 6. They already own my wallet, okay? I'm making some minor gripes about Exoprimal, but I already bought majority of their big titles this year, and that's the reason why I can't get any other games right now.
If you ask me, Capcom did the classic Mike Tyson just a 1-2 punch KO in this year, since you have the Resident Evil 4 and Street Fighter 6 just 1 and 2, one after the other. Just they take Game of the Year for one or the other at this point.
No, like there's a lot of games that I wasn't able to get because a lot of people are like, hey, you know that awesome cool game Tears of the Kingdom, and everybody's playing Tears of the Kingdom.
No.
Except for Chikado over here because like I got Street Fighter 6 instead. I mean, I gotta get the game eventually, but like right now, I'm just like, hey, all these other cool games came out. Are you gonna get them, Chikado? Like, probably eventually, but right now, I'm just, in terms of current games, it's like I still gotta finish up Resident Evil 4 Remake. I still gotta finish up some Battle Network Collection stuff. I still gotta do stuff in Street Fighter 6, which, by the way, I already have like 25 hours plus in the campaign, and I'm still not done with it yet because I'm doing all the side quests. And then Exo Primal comes out, which I will get to at some point because, you know, it's on Game Pass. So I was like, yeah, I might as well do that because, like, that's the other thing, too. I wasn't sure if it's going to even get Exo Primal because of, you know, all the other games Capcom's releasing. But it's like, hey, it's on Game Pass. I'm like, okay, sure, I'll play it. But then I can't play with my friends right now because of the whole crossplay situation. And then Baldur's Gate 3 came out. I wasn't sure I was going to get that till I was kindly gifted that. And then, like I said, Armored Core coming out. Although that's Bandai Namco, so that breaks up the Capcom chain I've been on for a hot minute there. So that's where I currently am with video games. I think like in terms of like other big releases of the year, I think like Spider-Man 2 is the next one coming out for me. The next game I'm really looking at.
Oh, Jesus, Spider-Man.
I mean, I'm sure there'd be like other games people could be listing. Chikado, or you think about getting this game, or are you gonna get this one? I'm like, oh, I forgot about that game. Like, yeah, sure, I'll see if I can get that if I can get it. But in terms of like actual big releases that I can think of right now, I'm hard pressed to think of anything else but Spider-Man 2 right now.
Honestly, I'm in the same boat. Also, Silver, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Also,
hey, Silver.
Klonoa Ninja Gaiden Brainrot
stuff.
came back. Jesus. That
is true. They did release Klonoa and some stuff from Ninja Gaiden. I get that's on my gotta do stuff eventually with Chikado list. Because I love the Klonoa series. It's pretty great. I like making a resurgence.
Okay, I'm going to literally take an hour if I have to tell you the amount of games I have to play right now. Like, I have a lot of games on my list.
Yeah.
Most of them indie, but hey, games are games.
Also, if we're going back to the Bandai Namco, I just remembered the re-release of the Katamari sequel also came out. So that's another thing on my list. I gotta put that on there because I ended up like the past year or so, I completed Katamari 1, the re-release of that, but then the sequel just got a re-release. I'm like, okay, well, I gotta do that one too. So
I'm honestly tempted to also buy Dragon Ball Z Kakarot because they released recently the DLC for the last
that's still getting
last
DLC.
Part of Dragon Ball, like the actual last tournament between the fight between Goku
Dragon Ball,
and
the original
Piccolo.
Dragon Ball, no Z, no Super, no
GT, the OG Dragon Ball.
Yeah, the OG Dragon Ball.
Oh, that last fight between Goku and Piccolo was one of my favorites, dude. I actually want to play that. And then can tell you on my round 2, I went on a trial on Klonoa the moment he did. Actually, he actually did.
Nice. I'm pretty sure he probably also had thoughts about the GBA games. Hey, Bandai Namco, when are we gonna get a release of those, huh?
He was actually playing those at the time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I mean, now's the time to do it. While the iron is hot, you just re-released... Well, not re-released, but you remade the other Klonoa games. Go do a re-release of the Game Boy games.
I will actually accept a re-release of those in a tiny little package.
Like I'd say, yeah, do a release of those and like throw in the random obscure stuff they had on there, like the Wonder Swan stuff that we never got in the West before. That'd be fun.
I will actually also like to see the Cross Zone games re-released in some way, shape, or form, but that's like a legal nightmare at this point. Like between Namco, Capcom, I think Konami was involved too.
Well,
there's a lot of companies.
If we're breaking it down, it's Namco, Capcom, Nintendo,
and Sega.
Yeah,
Mhm.
those are the main ones. But honestly, like I want them to make a Project Cross Zone collection. A lot of people weren't able to get that. They weren't able to get Project Cross Zone. I want them to do that because, boy howdy, Sega, Capcom, Bandai Namco, and Nintendo characters all in the same game. You see Chrom from Fire Emblem meeting Ryu from Street Fighter, and the dude from Streets of Rage and stuff, and like all this other crazy things. I want them to make a collection. More so, I want them to do a re-release, maybe HD or remake or what say you, of the original Namco Cross Capcom, Namco X Capcom, because that's a very underrated JRPG. I know some folks can play it through emulation and translations and stuff, but I want a natural re-release of that because some folks, I've gone on rants about this on my own streams and stuff, but there's a whole Bandai Namco crossover universe that has the same continuity from the original 90s that's still going on, from like Super Robot Wars to this crazy crossover of Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Gundam, and like Namco Cross Capcom, Endless Frontier, Project Cross Zone. There's a crossover universe that gets referenced in other Capcom, Namco, Sega, and Nintendo games that still has like this crazy continuity, and the West is like missing out on like 80% of that because we didn't get all those crossover games.
Yeah. I mean, funny enough, the part I missed the most about those games was Segata Sanshiro. The fact that that guy was there was awesome.
Yeah. No, he was in there as himself, as an assist character. Funny enough, to tie it in with that, I actually was at a convention years back when the game was new, and I got a free copy of Project Cross Zone 2 from a Bandai Namco panel.
Oh,
because
that's nice.
they were asking the audience a trivia question: who's an assist character in Project Cross Zone 2 who's technically not a debut video game character? And I was like, Segata Sanshiro. Like, I instantly put my hand up. And they gave me a copy, and it's like, hey, cool, free copy of the game. Thanks, Bandai Namco.
Good thing you weren't on the. Speaking of trivia, when I was on your stream, I was listening to the trivia parts they were doing on the Street Fighter panel on Evo. They were asking some really tricky questions, like how many frames of advantage do you have after Manon using this specific move and you are on block? Like,
yeah, that's some in-game data trivia.
People were saying 4, 6, nobody asserted at 5. It was 5. It was just, what the fuck is that question?
Mm-hmm.
Ask the players, they are over there. They might know.
Also saying how Namco Cross Capcom was a gem. Yeah, no, it was really good because a lot of the folks that worked on Super Robot Wars also worked on that one, and which is why they had like a spin-off, and that's why they have, a lot of folks from Namco Cross Capcom / Endless Frontier popping up in Super Robot Wars because, hey, they're all part of the same crossover universe, and they still have continuity between stuff. And I think he also is mentioning it because there was some Klonoa stuff in Namco Cross Capcom. So, I mean, another reason, come on, talk to Bandai Namco and Capcom, Nintendo, put that on the Switch too.
Okay.
Namco Cross Capcom, re-release HD.
Speaking of Namco Cross Capcom, something really funny happened at Evo when Harada showed up for some announcements, right?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was just talking about something about Tekken. I don't know. I think it was just praising the players.
Just some Tekken 8, yeah.
Some like Tekken 8 stuff. Then I don't know where Yoshinori Ono appears on stage, saying, "We have homework to do." Harada just started like calling security, like security, something like that.
Yeah, because technically he doesn't work for Capcom anymore, so he just showed up because they let him on there.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're like, homework? Hey, because we had a game. You remember Street Fighter Cross Tekken, right? What about Tekken Cross Street? Like, hey, security, get him out of here. Get out of here. they didn't even let him finish.
I mean,
because. Here's the thing, for those not in the know, there was a game called Street Fighter Cross Tekken that didn't fare so well. It was supposed to be a two-parter project where the Street Fighter guys worked on the game Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and the Tekken guys were supposed to be working on the game called Tekken Cross Street Fighter. We got half of that, and the second one wasn't officially canceled, but put on indefinite hiatus. And it is still in indefinite hiatus. It was never officially canceled.
So far, the only
joke.
Like the only
Are they
glimpse
actually
of
gonna do
that,
it?
the only glimpse of that, like Tekken part of the crossover, it's Akuma on Tekken 7. It's
Yeah,
the
a
only
lot of people believe Akuma being in Tekken 7 was like
Also,
leftover data from
I will
Cross Street Fighter.
I will
And
actually
the Ryu model that they did.
Yeah, they had a Ryu model, but they ended up getting Akuma like mostly done first. So they just stick them into Tekken 7.
Not to mention they actually wove Akuma into the storyline of Tekken 7. He's not just like a guest character. Like you have stuff like Keith Howard and like Noctis from Final Fantasy 15 popping up in Tekken 7.
That
but
opens...
like they didn't change the story. And Negan from The Walking Dead. How can I forget about him? He's also in Tekken 7. But yeah, like they got all these crazy crossover characters in Tekken 7, but they're not actually part of the storyline. However, Akuma, he's not a DLC character or anything. He's part of the base game
Main
and
roster.
part of the actual story.
Mhm.
Like he's in continuity with Tekken 7, which again ties back to that whole Bandai Namco crossover verse I was talking about.
Speaking, okay, so all of those DLC characters just makes me want a Tekken cross SNK cross Capcom or something like that. That will actually be super
no.
cool.
That's the closest we got. Like, who would have thought we got like Capcom versus SNK 2 via Tekken 7? Right? Because you got Akuma, and you can have him fight Geese Howard, and then there you go. There's your CVS 3.
Get out of here. Yeah, exactly like that. That's one. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Oh. Add that to the list of things we need to talk on if we do the CCC thing. Yeah, we need to add that to the list.
Yeah, true. Good stuff. Hey, what's up? Well, welcome. I told folks we're doing this. We're doing this thing. It'll be like you do this on Twitch and you put it on your YouTubes too, right?
Yeah, I upload the bot to YouTube. It will be on my main channel. It will be up tomorrow.
Nice. Oh, hey, there you go.
How would you imagine Tekken versus Street Fighter? Okay, that's an actual.
Well,
I mean, I will kind of repeat the roster from the Street Fighter Cross Tekken, but with some changes, like no Rufus, for example. We bring it.
Oh yeah, we're out of the Street Fighter 4 era.
We maybe take out Julia and Bob, and replace it with La Mariposa and El Fuerte. I will actually love to see El Fuerte.
Here's the thing too. If we get Tekken Cross Street Fighter, we're definitely gonna have to have some guys from Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6 in there. That's no question.
I mean, so far
you need to throw them in there.
So far, the only new character we have for Tekken 8 as a new character is Azucena, and honestly, it's the kind of Majima character I want to play. I'm down to have it on a crossover game. Her, maybe Rashid,
we gotta
Marisa.
have them in there. Yeah, like throw in some of that like Street Fighter 6 roster, like
I mean 90%.
Of course they're gonna they're gonna have to have Luke in there or something, because he's the poster boy for Street Fighter 6. It'd be kind of weird not to have him in there.
You had to have a trio like Luke, Jamie, and Kimberly. You have to have them.
Yeah, you gotta have the new generation trio. I talked about this before, where it's like, hey, we're finally getting a game post Street Fighter 3, which was supposed to be the new generation, and now we have an even newer generation. Where's the new generation in Street Fighter 6, Capcom?
I mean,
I thought they were supposed to be the new generation, but now we got an even newer generation. Where's our Street Fighter 3 characters in Street Fighter 6, man?
I mean,
but that's a whole other thing right there.
That's an all different kind of worms.
Yeah, to dial it back to the Tekken Street Fighter versus game. The other thing I would say is, like, I know, like, we kind of had, like, a tag mechanic in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which I think could still work in the Tekken Cross Street Fighter format. Just don't have some weird gem stuff going on with that. Just have, like, kind of, like, mostly pure fighting and everything.
I want to believe
I think they could do it. I think they could do it Tekken Tag style, where they have two characters.
I was about to say that if they are going to implement a tag mechanic, it has to be Tekken Tag tournament style.
Yeah, borrow from Tekken Tag tournament. I think that's a good way to have the Capcom characters and the Tekken characters.
Yeah, there are some pairings from the old like Street Fighter Cross Tekken that I will actually like to come back, like Guy Cody, Howrang, and Steve Fox.
Yeah,
and
of course.
Maybe pair up Zangief
Can't have a Tekken
with,
game. Can't have a Tekken game without Yoshimitsu.
You can't have a Tekken game without. That's weird because Tekken 8 so far there is no sign of Yoshimitsu.
He's gonna pop up at some point. That or they're gonna do something with Kunimitsu or something.
I mean, they bring back Raven, so might be.
They're saving off Yoshimitsu because they change him in every entry, man. Like every appearance, like every time he's gonna be like radically different, you know?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That's one of your new characters, Yoshimitsu.
Yeah, like another Yoshimitsu, like new character in quotes. Like technically he's new. He's got a completely different uniform and stuff. But that's why I love playing Yoshimitsu because like
also, he's
literally like the same guy in every game, and he's in Soul Calibur, so I don't need to learn any new moves. I can go from Soul Calibur to Tekken whenever I want to because I'm a Yoshimitsu main.
Did anyone else think that we're getting feels of tag fighting in the early Street Fighter 6 trailers? Yes, I kinda do. I will actually love that, but maybe in a way future update, like the last update of Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, I mean, they get that working in there, yeah.
I mean,
like
they ended up adding new mechanics of like every new big update of Street Fighter 5, so I will believe that's possible with 6. Obviously, it ended up just being the versus screen, but that's one of the best versus screens I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Probably still hasn't worked up. Whatever he's doing a Soul Call. Yeah. Soul Calibur 6, maybe Soul Calibur 7 will be next on the list, unless they want to remake some of the old ones.
Honestly, here's the thing. A couple years back, for the anniversary, they did a release of Soul Calibur 1, and like they did that, and like Soul Calibur 2, which has been delisted recently off of digital stores, by the way. But that re-release of Soul Calibur 2 made it so you could play as Heihachi and also Spawn, regardless of platform.
Oh, that's nice. Having the two of them on the same version. Yo!
But the problem was, though, this was also the same generation that they had the Wii U, so we never got that one with Link, Heihachi, and Spawn on the same system. So, here's my pitch. Bandai Namco, would you kindly please make a newer version of that and put that on the Switch/Switch successor, please? So we could have all three of them. That'd be great.
That's just a question. That's another question. Do we really need another console from Nintendo? Like, I think the Switch could still holds up for at least 2 or more years.
I mean, yeah, the Switch can definitely hold up, but I mean, I'm pretty sure they're definitely giving some revisions. Like, if anything, I'm 90% sure that whatever the Switch 2, Switch successor, whatever that's gonna be, it's gonna be backwards compatible with the Switch. So they're still gonna be making Switch games, but they'll have like a more powerful one, like comparable to like maybe like a Steam Deck or something, where it's like, hey, we can run these like 1080p games now at 60 FPS on the portable mode, you know?
Just give people more memory. Give people a lot more memory.
That's also true.
Because
from the rumors, if you believe rumors, by default they're already saying it's gonna have more memory by default. They're gonna have more memory.
That would be nice.
Switch did.
That would be
because
nice.
there's a lot of Switch 2/Switch successor rumors going around there. I don't know if you believe them or not. I know some major game news journalism's talked about them recently, but I believe it's happening soon. Whether or not those leaks or rumors are true is another story. I am pretty sure it is happening soon, though, because there's there's getting to be more competition in the handheld market, because for the longest time now it's just Nintendo, right? But now there's these other companies like Valve or Asus and other stuff making like basically handheld computers that can run PC games portably or console titles portably.
Oh, Ubisoft
that are coming out
that?
now.
Wait, what? Ubisoft confirmed it is a thing? What? Because of the Rabbids game, or how?
Well, I mean, everybody's talking about Switch Pro. It's not a thing. I'm telling you, Switch Pro is not happening. They've been saying that for the last 5 years. It's not happening. It was either like a revision on the battery, or that new one with the better kickstand and some OLED model, but Switch Pro ain't happening. What they are probably going to work on is going to be like a Switch 2 or a successor, or they'll call it something, but they're not going to call it Switch Pro.
It will be similar. It will be just an enhancement of the Switch.
If they call it Switch Pro, if they call it a Switch Pro, we're going to get another Wii U situation.
Why?
Because they'll be like, oh, I already have the Wii. Why do I need the Wii U?
Oh,
when if they called it a Wii 2,
kind of like the PS4
it would have done better,
Pro.
You know what I mean?
Kind of like the PS4 or the Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't think we're gonna get one of those. I think they're just gonna go straight up to a successor system at this point, because they already know almost everybody has a Switch these days. Practically almost, like, if you're not already thinking of like playing Nintendo games, then practically everybody has some form of Switch. And it'd be a very hard sell for people to, like, get an upgrade when they're like, why would I get this Pro system when I could get the Switch 2 or the successor that's clearly going to come out very soon?
Switch for you. That actually sounds like a good name. Switch for
Pro
you.
U plus special. Yeah.
But yeah, if Nintendo does
like,
this, Jesus.
Yeah, but again, to dial it back, I want the definitive Soul Calibur 2, please, with Heihachi, Spawn, and Zelda in it. Fans are trying to modify that using the data from, which, by the way, Soul Calibur 2, again, delisted. It was backwards compatible on Xbox, and PlayStation's still got to work out some backwards capability stuff, even though the guys who made the consoles and stuff were, PlayStation. They still haven't worked it out completely. But, we need re-releases of Soul Calibur classics, maybe in some Tekken, that'd be great. Like a Tekken collection, that'd be cool. Tekken collection, Soul Calibur collection. Just give us like a definitive collection or some kind of HD res or some kind of thing to play the older games, Like, look at Capcom. Capcom's going crazy with collections. They got the Capcom's got the Street Fighter collection. They got the Capcom Fighting collection for 2D games. Maybe they'll make a 3D one. I hope they do. Fingers crossed. Because I want to get that Rival Schools or Tech Romancer and Power Stone and stuff. But they also got Mega Man collections and Ace Attorney collections, Devil May Cry collections, Resident Evil collections and stuff. We need more stuff from Bandai Namco. Give us that Tekken collection. Give us that Soul Calibur collection. Give us that .hack collection. No, really, they want to make it, but they need permission to do that.
Oh.
The folks behind .hack really want to make a .hack collection, but they're like, hey, we just developed the game. We just, like CyberConnect 2 is like, that's on Bandai Namco if they actually want to make it. We want that Xenosaga collection.
Okay, the headspots don't work. God damn it. Oh well. I'll fix that later.
But legit, there's a lot of things, because, again, to go back with video games, there's an article that came out like about a month ago, maybe 2, saying how 80% of retro video games are unavailable these days because they refuse to re-release them. They refuse to have them archived. They refuse to put them into libraries. They refuse to have some kind of game preservation thing going on.
Yeah.
Like outside of cough cough emulation, there's no preservation. There's no official standard. When you have stuff like movies, TV shows, music, books, those are all archived. They're allowed to go in libraries. They're allowed to be dissected, preserved, what say you, because they have things in place. They have policies. They have laws. They got stuff sorted out for preservation purposes, for archive purposes, for showcasing these things to people so it's not a lost medium. And yet, we have some obscure SNES or NES game that only has so many copies out there that costs like $600 to $1,000 just to get a physical copy on a dying medium that's not re-released or anything, and we're not allowed to like extract that data or put it out there or for people to play that game because of some crazy stuff going on there.
True.
Like, they gotta, like, I know there's some, like, a fine line on emulation because people are worried if they make it a law because that's on the video game end. They don't want to bring it up because they're afraid it'll make emulation, like, official. And then some people on the emulation end are like, oh, we're worried if they decide not to make it official, and they have some things in place with that. But from a archive standpoint, and they have said this, the video game historians out there, the people who are actually working on preservation, they have said this, there are precedences where they could leave like actual emulation out of the factor here, or making things official out of the factor, but just from a preservation standpoint, have things in place for libraries in the same way that they have for movies, TV shows, books, all that stuff. There has to be a way to like preserve these things, because there's like again, there's a lot of games that aren't backwards compatible. You can't play these on current consoles. We're not going to allow you to put this on the internet, but at the same time, we're not going to put the actual game and make them available for people, you know?
That's why emulation is
re-releases.
kind of the best way of preservation of all games, honestly.
Currently, that's the only way that we got right now, and we don't have anything official. Even the game companies, the people who made the consoles, made the stuff, they're still behind on emulation.
Yeah.
Like, I mentioned this before, where it's like PlayStation 5 can't play a lot of games from, like, if they wanted to, I'm sure they could. They can make it so, they can give it an update to make it so to play PS1 games, PS2 games, PS3 games, like, right now, it's only got PS4 games and some digital re-releases or remasters of PS1 and PS2 games, but no official way of playing the game discs on the actual system or anything. And right now, PS3, that's streamed. It's not actually native on the console. But at the same time, fans, emulator folks, they got it working on PC. They got it working on the Steam Deck, which is lower powered and not as strong as a PlayStation. And they got it working portably. And yet for some reason, the PS5 can't get a PS3 game working.
The PS5, okay, so something was happening, going back a little bit to Evo. Many people were trying to play Street Fighter 6, but at some points, some people were left with, like, literally melted USB ports for their fighting sticks and controllers.
That too, yeah.
Because the thing on the console was so overheating that was literally melting the plastic into the USB, the USB thing. And many people
they were just using default ports and stuff, and this is why I tell this to a lot of people. If you have anything with a USB device, get a USB hub, so your regular ports are fine, and if anything happens to a port, it happens on the hub, not on the actual USB. the main board, you know?
Yeah.
Get one of those hubs where you like plug it in, and then you have like you plug it in one port, and then suddenly you get like 5 other ports available now. You know?
Yeah.
Because those work on PlayStation. They were just raw putting in the sticks back and forth between them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's only one port in the front of a PS5. You put a hub in there, you get 5 now.
Yeah. Okay, so going back a little bit to the chat, there was a question for how do we met? And that's fairly easy because we both want the same person. That's how we met. It's very much that's it. Just
pretty much it.
Just found the coincidence that he.
I mean, if you want to name drop him, you can feel free to name drop. I don't think anybody even knows. I think a lot of people know.
A lot of people know we both for false ID, so that's that.
Yeah.
That's how we met, and that's how.
False ID.
Just we got to know each other, and I just so happened to start the show, and I needed one guest, and he was free for all the time, so that's it. Also, which character will...
Happy to help out.
Yeah, thank you for that. Which character will you guys want for Street Fighter 6? I'm already getting one of them, which is Ed. But the other one I will actually like to see back. It's hard. It's a hard decision because I'm torn between Dudley and Hugo.
Oh, Dudley would be great.
I'm actually torn between those two. I will actually love to see how realistic an actual Hugo will be.
An actual Hugo would be pretty interesting, especially with all the Final Fight references going on. It'd be neat to see him in the
I will just
Metro City going around.
Yeah, I will just like to beat the crap out of Andore with Hugo style.
Yeah, right. Like that'd be a fun time. But other stuff I would definitely want to see. I mentioned this before. I want some Street Fighter 3 characters, please. Again, new generation.
Also,
totally forgot about.
similar style of like presentation of the game. Like if you remember, Street Fighter 3 was also this kind of like hip hop centered or hip hop style.
Exactly.
Game.
They got the same synergy, and yet somehow they just blanked on all the Street Fighter 3 characters outside of the guys who were in other Street Fighter games. You know.
The only representation outside of Street Fighter 2 is Yuri. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Nothing from Street Fighter Alpha or Street Fighter 3. Kind of believe the only...
Like, Jury's the representation of, like, the only representation of Street Fighter 4, and then you got, like, some Street Fighter 5 guys, and then you got the new guys from, like, 6, and then you had the classic Street Fighter dudes, but, again, nothing from 3.
Uh-huh.
Nothing from, like, Alpha either. You got, like, some missing gaps in Street Fighter right there. So... Honestly, I'd like to see some, like some crazy picks or something, like somebody you wouldn't like expect, like Remy or Necro or Q or something, yeah.
Throwing a range
Makoto even story. Or something. That'd be cool.
On how will they do it? Fully knowing he's got resurrection. That's easy. JP.
True.
Yeah, JP just if we're really going for it, JP has two ways to defeat Jill at low health. Either a spike through the floor or level 3, because the level 3 is a teleport towards the opponent. You can grab, say, care to see how this ends? In ruin. Done. I'm going to ruin your resurrection.
Resurrection.
Denied. That so far is the only one that it can do it. Who else can do that? I think nobody unless Ryu used a Hadouken or something.
Oh, this is also remind me too,
like
one of the best versions of Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 3 Online for the PS3, Xbox 360 era.
Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online Edition.
Yeah. Not playable on modern consoles.
That was from Iron Galaxy, and Iron Galaxy is back working on fucking Killer Instinct, dude. They can.
Yeah,
if Capcom just grab Iron Galaxy for a minute, say, hey, can you bring this back real quick?
Right? Because again, awesome. There's like a lot. Again, this goes back to the whole like they even said like in that article I was talking about like we're a bunch of games like for the PS3, 360, and Wii era are not playable on current consoles, and even if they were digital releases, they're not playable officially. Like, come on.
Well, technically, people have been keeping
together. Game companies
have been keeping with Third Strike thanks to Fightgate, but for the Wii games, yeah, that's another different story.
I know that they're doing like Fightgate, and I know there's the Street Fighter 3 collection. There's ways to play Street Fighter 3, but to actually get Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online, you know, with all the extra bonus features, because the thing is, a lot of people just think it's like, oh, it's a fighting game, get the fighting game aspects. But you have other stuff too. You have the trials, the combos, the training mode, the other stuff like that isn't in just the fighting online stuff, you know?
Technically, you have on the collection all of the access to all of those in the arcade version of the game, but the online aspect of it, yeah, that's not very good.
Well, not actually. No, in the 30th collection, they don't have the combo trials that they have.
No, you have training mode, but not combo trials for any.
Yeah,
game.
no, they don't have the combo trials. They don't have the crazy extra colors they added for Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online specifically, because they added extra colors in that game. People forgot about that. Yeah, like it's just the default arcade stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's like missing that people, hey, I want to play this. The other part of it too, which is weird, they had technically a widescreen mode available for Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online Edition.
If
Which
they wanna,
it
if they
still
wanna
plays.
pull
It still
SNK,
plays like a 4x3 game, but they made a widescreen mode available. But that is not available in the 30th collection either. But the weird part is, Second Impact has that because they had a widescreen release for that arcade machine. This is weird. You can play Street Fighter 3 Second Impact in widescreen in the 30th collection. But then you go back to the Third Strike, and that's still back to 4x3.
What the fuck?
Freaky. Yeah. Again,
Oh.
I don't know what's of all these game companies, like, the fans are doing a better job at preserving these games and re-releasing them and putting them on emulation than the actual people who have the original data and could just bring it over to the thing officially. I don't think people would have any problem buying them officially if you put them out there, but they're not putting them out there, you know? Like, just re-release it. Get some way to, like, transfer it over. Figure out how it works. If some random dude in his basement can get PS3 games working on a portable Steam Deck, then there's no reason why you can't get actual PS3 games natively working on the PS5. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Also, they could easily pull up what SNK did for Garou and just put an online version for that specific game on Steam or something like that. Very cheap, very
they went back and got an actual company to go and implement the rollback netcode on for those games. Like again, like if this wasn't stated earlier, we mentioned this the last time, but I do moderation stuff for like SNK over on the official SNK Discord and stuff, and sometimes on their Twitch. But they went back, got a game studio to say, hey, we want that online rollback netcode, and totally redone the entire online implementation for a lot of SNK games.
Hinting at violent canon
happening,
his
by the way.
interactions with JP. No, not at all.
Because to wrap up on that, they're like currently right now they're making KOF 13 with rollback netcode and re-releasing it with crossplay on PlayStation and Switch.
Nice. Also,
really good. Was it crossplay? Well, I definitely know they had the rollback netcode. I had to double check the crossplay thing, but I definitely know they're doing a re-release of it.
They're
re-releasing KOF 13. It's still the same game. It's not like they're updating the characters or anything. They're redid the entire online networking for it.
Now that you reminded me, I actually need to get a hold of Sam's show because I really want to play that new update.
It has rollback now, yeah.
I actually want to test out the For Honor guy, the Crusader. I think it was.
You could have For Honor guy fight Baiken from Guilty Gear.
I'm still surprised they didn't have a Soul Calibur character. Like Mitsurui will be in his house.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. I mean, they already did the. They have
Haomaru.
They have Haomaru.
Yeah,
they have Haomaru in Soul Calibur. I'm surprised they didn't do it the other way around. You know.
Yeah. I actually was surprised for that one. Like, Geralt of Rivia fighting fucking Homaru and Tsubi out of nowhere. Like, what the fuck is this game?
Yeah, no, like, Soul Calibur crossovers be crazy. That also, again, for a little fun trivia, it kind of makes me sad that we never got Dante in Soul Calibur 3. Because he was supposed to be in there, but copyrights, legal stuff, yada, 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 that didn't end up happening. But instead, we got Cosmos from Xenosaga as like a customizable character.
Also, the question: do you guys think Capcom was hinting at Violent Ken based on his interactions with JP? I think they didn't. They have a better hint at Violent Ken on one of the alternative colors for Ken on Street Fighter 6. Real. For the classic outfit of Ken, you have an alternative color hinting at Violent Ken with that. But outside of that, I don't think they hint at Violent Ken at all. They just hint at Ken being on the rocks right now.
I think they should a little bit, because I mean, like, technically everybody who learns the art style or the martial art style of like Goken, Ryu, Akuma, Ken, all that stuff, they have the possibility of succumbing to the Satsui no Hodo or the Dark Hodo, and with Ken where he is now in Street Fighter 6. If there's any time to officially bring in Violent Ken, other than the final challengers on the Switch, now would be the time to do it.
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, you're right. He was
Yeah,
like...
he's actually he's finally in a natural Street Fighter game. They put him in Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challengers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the arcade ending, yeah, that happens.
It's weird to think about that. Violent Ken started off as like a bonus character in SNK versus Capcom SVC Chaos.
It technically started on the Street Fighter 2 animated movie.
Oh yeah, no, because like that's the fighting game wise, that's where it started. But they based the character off of the brainwashed Ken from the Street Fighter 2 animated movie.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to bring back Violent Ken, wait until the crossover with SNK. That I'm pretty sure is going to happen anytime soon.
I mean, probably eventually. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we got like an SNK character as a guest DLC in Street Fighter 6 or a Capcom team in KOF 15? That'd be crazy.
That would be super crazy, but possible. Super possible.
I mean, honestly, because, you know, with Tekken giving them a run for their money in Tekken 7, if they really want to do something, I'd say throw in a Tekken character in Street Fighter 6, throw in an SNK character in Street Fighter 6. So that way, like, Tekken 7 can't be the unofficial SNK versus Capcom 3 / Tekken Cross Street Fighter anymore.
Yeah.
Because then Street Fighter already did their take on having other guest characters in a mainline Street Fighter game. Because, mind you, that like those guest characters, that just outright there, that's just Tekken 7. That's not like a crossover game or anything. They just legit have crossover characters in their main entry, you know?
Yeah.
Like an actual like main entry game. It wasn't even a crossover game, and yet they somehow have those crossover characters. But KOF and Street Fighter, they don't really got that yet. So Bandai Namco's still kind of one-upping them a bit. They gotta have like some guest appearance characters or DLC. I know they're kind of doing a little bit of that with the Ninja Turtles costumes popping up for your custom character.
Which, by the way, too
6.
overpriced, but yeah, I still...
I mean, that's something, I guess.
I mean, I cannot ignore how overpriced that thing is. Like, the costumes are cool, but there are barely any animations on it.
I think it's like the movie license. You know, the movie's
Maybe
out,
it is the Nickelodeon.
It's a little bit of that movie license,
that thing,
but
yeah.
The other thing that's a little bit offset by that is, like, if you're actually playing the game, you're actually playing Street Fighter 6, like, some of those fight coins, you can actually save up with them just if you have the Battle Pass. So if you use those Battle Pass points instead of using them, like, buying from there, you could use some of those fight coins you get from the Battle Pass and use it to, you know, get the Ninja Turtle stuff. Or at least one of them, not the entire thing, which is still, again, overpriced, but you can at least get something if you get all those Battle Pass coins.
In my perspective, right? This is the first Battle Pass that I actually paid for the Premium Battle Pass. And I already completed it. The total amount of coins I got is 250 for the whole Battle Pass. That's the price of the actual Battle Pass, so I can technically save up those coins to buy the next one or one that I'm interested on using it. So that's technically my plan. A costume cost $750, which is at least 400 more, if not more. I'm really slow on math today. So
I'm trying to remember, how much were the bandanas for the turtles?
The bandanas I think were 250.
I was about to say, 300. If anything, like if somebody wanted to, they could get the bandana if they wanted to. If anything, get those Battle Pass for like the Battle Pass coins. They could get the bandanas for that. But if somebody, I know somebody out there, I'm not one of them, but I know somebody's been doing every single Battle Pass every single time, and they saved up those points. I'm pretty sure they got enough to like.
Yeah, if you actually pay for the Battle Pass, those coins are free for using on anything.
Yeah.
There's
at least 3 Battle Passes, so I'm pretty sure that's exactly enough to get one of those Ninja Turtle costumes without having to pay anything extra.
If I end up buying the next Battle Pass, I am actually saving the coins for the new costumes for the characters. Like, I actually want that DJ costume and the Marisa one. I'm actually...
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good costumes with that.
Jesus.
That's the other thing too, like, the other thing to think about it, because of the scaling, those Ninja Turtles costumes, and again, this is just for your custom dude, not on the actual Street Fighters themselves, you can't put them on them. But, those are like $750, and that's for your custom dude. That makes you wonder, what the heck are they going to price those DLC costumes for the actual characters?
I mean, you have to keep in mind, those costumes are for existing characters and completely original to the game, so it will be less pricey than the Ninja Turtles that are actually a license they are paying. So yeah. I kind of believe they will not charge it that much.
What the scaling's gonna be. I'm still wondering what the scaling's gonna be, because like the ones that you like, you know, the costumes you could technically get with the coins if you don't want to go through the entire campaign to do every extra character. Those costumes you can get for like 50 fighter coins, but these new costumes, they're not going to be like defaulted part of the game. There's no alternative way of unlocking them. You actually have to pay for these. So unless
they somehow manage to implement something into the world tour that allows you to unlock those costumes. Because, for example, for Marisa, if you start doing the missions for her, you start interacting and giving her gifts, you end up seeing that costume they announced for Marisa. Like, there is art of that costume way earlier before they revealed it will be an actual costume. So that leads me to believe that these costumes might be a thing that you may be able to unlock if you do something on World Tour. Or they are going to have two types of like pricing. One for the blue coins and the other for the tickets. Maybe you can use the tickets to unlock the base costume without any extra colors, and you can buy the colors separately or something like that. That would be actually a really cool idea.
I think it could work like that. But the only problem I have is like if Capcom's, you know, being stuff with this with just the Turtles alone. Which, by the way, you'd think there'd be a save some extra fighter coins or some extra money if you got all of them at the same time pack, or like where you could get like, hey, I want all 4 turtles. Can I get a discount? They don't got anything for that. So
no, they don't have a bundle.
Worried. I'm a little worried that, unlike Street Fighter V or some stuff for like 4, they're not going to be doing costume bundles or have a thing where you can get a discount on those too. So I'm wondering, again, we don't know what the scale is. We have to see how it is with the first costume wave, but they could be really microtransactions with it, or it could just be very inconsequential, like those other costumes where if you do stuff on World Tour, you can maybe get them. We don't know what they're doing with it. We just know that they're coming. We don't know how they're going to handle it, though.
Plus, it's just 4. Like, it's just 4. There's still a lot of other characters. Okay, so going back with a few questions. What were I don't know if you're asking me, but my thoughts on the Street Fighter 2 animated movie, I loved it. I absolutely love it. That's what I was imagining, an actual like story cutscene or story mode for Street Fighter 2. If there was any plan for having a Street Fighter 2 like story mode like completely done, that movie is exactly how I was imagining it. They've maybe changed a few things up, but they are just minor details. This is an amazing movie. The Street Fighter Alpha one was good too. There was some weird stuff like Ryu's brother and hinting on Akuma being the father. Hinting on Akuma being a father. Yeah, that's a little bit weird, but it works, I guess. As for
Generations movie was a separate.
Okay,
thing.
So my thoughts on Aki. I've been watching a few videos recently that were like spewing information about her and Fang meeting before, and Aki was technically quote unquote a hooker that Fang just found out and just rolled with it until Fang supposedly saw the evil on Aki and trained her and on the poison stuff. So yeah, she's crazy. She's crazy as Fang. So yeah, we get female Fang now.
Not crazy like Jury, but crazy
Fang.
Like
crazy like
crazy.
Fang. Crazy like Fang.
Yeah.
Crazy evil Fang.
Actual evil.
Yeah. What do you think about the amazing alt unused costumes artwork? Oh yeah, Jesus. I will actually love to see the Rashid drone costume. That will be actually really funny to see.
That, yeah.
But that seems super complicated to get in the game. It's not like in Street Fighter V that you can put the Mega Man Robot Masters on the fucking Street Fighters. Like, Rashid being Airman was the funniest shit ever.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I also like the Beautiful Joe costume. That was.
Oh yeah, I have that one. I actually have the Beautiful Joe one. That was one of the first and only ones that I managed to get. because the
Which,
pricing.
by the way,
for that
again,
was
Capcom,
awful.
you kind of hit the 20th anniversary of Beautiful Joe a while back. You mind doing a re-release of that too?
A collection of those, please.
Widescreen Beautiful Joe collection. Again, going back to how people were able to do that in emulation, but we'd really like it to be re-released on something other than PS2. That'd be great.
Beautiful Joe featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Thank
Exactly.
you.
Playable. Probably have to get like Dante fully voiced in there instead of that used weird reversed audio that they had for him.
I mean, yeah. Oh, speaking of reverse audio, there is something really funny that if they keep the Tekken 8 trailer announcer, if they keep it for the game, they could easily put Goro Majima and Kiryu Kazuma on the game. Because it's the exact same announcer that they used on Yakuza 0.
Oh, hey, there you go.
Yeah, they used that announcer on Purgatory on Yakuza 0. They have the actual audio clips of that announcer screaming Kazuma Kiryu and Goro Majima. So that's that. That's something possible.
That is definitely possible, yeah.
Who's your favorite Street Fighter character, and where do you wish their story arc will go? So far, Cody. Like what they did with Cody.
Mayor Cody's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Major Cody reverse thing was actually really, really smart. Like, this guy barely cares about things, but you can see he still has some good in his heart. And putting him on a position of huge responsibility as is like controlling the fucking Metro City. He will do a good job, but he will be such a slacker. I love it. It's so good. So far, I will just like to see how that develops. I don't know how you will develop it even more, but I would just like to see it. Drew Combs is back to interacting with the DMC community, so he'll gladly come back to voice Dante in Beautiful Joe Remaster. Hopefully. Oh, that sounds good.
Hey, that would be cool. Yeah, no, that'd be interesting.
But yeah.
Because that getting that voice for Dante, especially because that's around the time of that Devil May Cry for Beautiful Joe. Because Beautiful Joe, I'm trying to remember. That was post DMC 2, pre DMC 3.
It's in the middle.
Yeah, it's in the middle, so that would be about right. Yeah. It'd be cool to actually have real dialogue for Dante's character story in Beautiful Joe, because the way they did it is he has lines, they have stuff for him, but they took actual voice clips from Devil May Cry 1 and 2 and reversed audioed it. Because they didn't have actual new lines for him. They got this weird gargled speech that sounds like straight out of the old SNES/DS Star Fox games.
Do you have any crazy game dev stories? Joe is asking that on the chat.
Oh, yeah, I got a couple different things. There was some instances where I had to basically kind of make a whole level of an open level game, because I was working on a game. It was a project that we had to we had all these different mini games. It was like a game jam where we had these different teams and we were all doing all these different games and everything. And sometimes we're making simplistic games where it's get the marble through the thing, or they make a pre-defined level, right? They make a predefined level and they got some
basic stuff,
mechanics and stuff, basic stuff going on. And we had the thing where it's there's nothing really making ours stand out compared to the other people who made stuff. So rather than making a whole platformer that's predefined to get from point A to point B, I did okay, here's a big open map. You have the basic platform mechanics, but you have to find all these objects in the large map. And it was out of the people who did the game jamming stuff, it was the most played one, because people were exploring the entire map. Versus the people who were hey, I got from point A to point B, and they were already done with it and moved on to the next thing, you know? More people were trying to beat ours, because not only did we make it so you had to find all the objects, I put a timer on there, so people had to be who got the high score on it.
who
Like
get
that
to
was
beat it
specifically my
faster.
idea to make it open and to also put a timer on it. That was like my major contributions. Other folks did the programming for the actual, like platforming and the basic mechanics of, hey, jump around to get damage when you hit the enemy, yada yada yada, all that stuff. But I was the actual guy who designed the stuff where it's like, okay, we're gonna make this a open area so you go left or right, not just from starting on the left side of the screen getting to the right side of the screen. We'll make it so you go left or right at the beginning. And you have to find all these objects within like a certain time limit, otherwise the guy's gonna beat your score. And that made more people go to our little boost station than compared to the other guys.
Wow. Can you talk about the manga publishers started crying during the battle?
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that one. That's not at all related. Not at all related to video games. It's mostly a video game podcast. It is a funny story though.
I mean, it can happen. Like people can be depressed at those. Like
it's some crazy stuff happened at that convention. We have to bring it up.
Yeah, no, there's no need for that.
We already had a lot of things talking about today.
Yeah, we had a lot. And I think I think that will be good to wrap it up unless you have anything else to talk about.
Things to talk about right now. Well, like I was saying before, I am going to be debuting that live 2D model. Right now we're using a placeholder for my 3D model, but if you catch up to my recent streams, you'll be seeing me actually in motion moving around as my new retro PS1 N64 3D man. So that's some pretty cool stuff. I've been playing a lot of stuff. I will now be playing Baldur's Gate in the future, and like I said, Armored Core 6, that's coming out soon, so I'm going to be playing that too. We're going to be doing this over on twitch.tv/JaKatoX, that's JAKTOX, and youtube.com/JaKatoExtra Extra for my archives, that's JAKATOXTRA, extra without the E, and my socials are all Jakato, JaKatoX, Jakato Extra.
Just
catch me on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, ironically. Again, I had nothing to do with that X. I heard all the memes, but nah, I came up with that beforehand.
I made also a command, !TG. If you want Jakato's social, just go to his Twitch, which is tagged on the title of the stream too. And the socials are all there. Dude, you need to get a card. We need to get you a card. So you can have one link for everything, dude. You have a lot of socials. You need to have all organized.
True.
Or a link tree, that works
A lot of stuff
too.
to work on.
Yeah. But yeah.
A lot of different things going on. But yeah, no, this is great. Have it back on there. A lot of good talks. Probably went over time than you were expecting. I could go on for ages.
I mean, me too. Me too. But we have stuff to do.
Save it. We can save that for round 3. Oh yeah, that also reminds me too. If anybody listening in on the Smash Mataz Discord, that's the thing that I help do besides my own actual Discord. We will be watching Spider-Verse 1 and Spider-Verse 2 because there's actually a lot of people in our audience and community who has not seen either movie,
including
we'll
myself
that tonight.
Including myself.
Which I'm very shocked. I was really shocked to hear that Daenerys has not seen.
I'm more of a video game.
Not even the first one.
I'm more of a video game than a movie guy, so yeah.
Oh, well, good news. There's video game references in it, so there
yeah,
you go.
I know. I know.
There's literally video game Spider-Man. He pops up.
I think it was because of me then had to put the time limit on this. No, it wasn't for you. It was because of me. Because after this, I need to download the thing and then upload it to YouTube. And that takes a lot of time and internet consumption. Plus, editing this at the long run, it makes it more difficult for me if it's way too long because I have a lot.
True, there's a lot of stuff to get through, a lot of cut in there. You got to throw it in there. It's a whole process. I get you. That's
kind of why I kind of don't want to edit this, but at some point I have to do it. So.
Yeah, there's some stuff there. But by the way, this was mentioned in chat. I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Yes, if you're talking about like actual video game obsessions, top games on here. Halo series. I play a lot of Halo. People know me as a Halo guy. There you go. I play a lot of Halo. I'm also known as a Metal Gear guy. I'm a consultant for a lot of players who play Metal Gear. If they do speed runs of that, some other things with that too. I do fighting game speed runs. I'm the guy in charge of the leaderboards for Under Night In Birth and a couple of KOF games and some other stuff with that too. And I really like Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage is one of my favorite series of all time. I like the beat 'em ups. There's a lot of cool stuff. A lot of games, not a lot of time to mention them. You know me, I also like robots. I like Gundam. I like Gurren Lagann. A lot of cool things out there. Excited for Armored Core.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. If anybody did not get like, hey, Jacato, what's your top things in there? There you go. That's
also,
a speed run of me saying my favorite things.
You just answered the question that I forgot to ask, because one of the first things I always ask.
Put that in the edit.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm going to edit this, but just in case.
You can put this in the spot you would ask and say, hey, here's a thing from Future Chicago. Here's the things that I like. Bam, there you go. Now back to wherever it is in the time code.
No. I'm going to answer that question right now. No. That's my answer. No. That was really smooth. Thank you. Also, if you guys talked about games I actually knew, it's because if you hang around with Jacato a lot, most likely we will be talking about things Jacato knows the most, because that's the point of the show. We talk about games
I know a lot of things about games.
The guest wants to talk about, That's how it works. I wish my filmmaking podcast was this smooth. Yeah, I don't know what's smooth though. It's just, I guess it's practice. I've been doing this 32 times at this point, so it's just asking and let the guest respond, giving a proper time. That's all.
Well, 2 times with me, but you've been doing it with a bunch of other folks too.
Yeah, the practice made perfection. So, and this show is never perfect.
Pretty sure round three, it can only get better from here in round 3.
The 3 of us have the same interest, so get us in a room, it'll be hours. Exactly.
No. We'll pull Project Cross Zone. We'll get a cast together with me, you, and Midori in the same call.
The 3 PNGs, yeah. That actually is on the plans, but so far we don't have anything yet.
Not anything specific, but
not anything
specific. If we just want to like chill out and talk about games at some point, I'd be open for it. Just
me
the 3 of us talking about games, like
we just need to organize.
Bonus EX round. We're the bonus EX round. No, we're the stage where you gotta like parry the basketballs or defeat the car. Where all 3 of us are on.
Scrap heap
no specific topic, but just having all 3 of us together talk about games or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
There you go.
But anyhow, do you have anyone would you like to raid?
Ooh, that's a very good question. Who is on right now? Nobody go anywhere. If you want to help Dan out, just stick around for the raid. Say a raid message we'll probably come up with, and you could get some cool points on Den's channel.
Oh,
and make him feel welcome. Then you can go eat, go sleep, go do what you got to do for today if you can't stick around for whoever's streaming after us, but make him feel welcome before you go. Let's see. Who is doing stuff? Who is doing things? I'm checking out my follow list of other people that I follow. I see some folks playing Pokemon Infinite Fusions. A lot of Baldur's Gate. Surprise, surprise. There's a cool dude named Darius Den doing a talk show with some loser. I don't know if we want to raid there.
I don't know. I mean,
crazy.
Seems fun to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Let's see.
Nah.
Okay. Taking a look. Anybody on your follow list that you know that's currently online, playing some cool stuff?
Dr. Miss Raven is playing Fall Guys. I have also people playing Baldur's Gate on my end. I also have another talk show going on at the same time, called Vtuber Talk.
Oh, are they doing a thing right now?
Yeah, they're doing a thing right now.
Okay.
Soya Poya
check that out later.
are the current guests.
I'm familiar with both of them. Yeah.
I have also.
Let's see. I usually like helping out folks by like, hey, we're getting like small channels helping out other small channels, you know.
I have helping hand with playing Ark with Lady at the moment, also.
Oh. Whose channel is that on? Is that on Lady's or?
No. This is Helping Hands. Like Lady is on her own channel, but Helping Hand is playing on his own channel too. Like he's
Oh
streaming
yeah, no,
his
I
own
see
view.
it. They're playing Ark. I see it.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good place to raid.
Then
they both know us.
Yeah.
They both know us.
They're both.
Yeah, let's come up with a cool raid message.
The raid message is that hat raid with an emote of your choosing. It's up to you guys.
Hat raid. Hold on, I'm gonna make a cool one of this. Hold on. Let's see. Throw in a PogChamp. We're gonna throw in a hat right here. There you go. We're gonna go like hat raid.
I also have emotes if you want.
Caps over here. Hat raid. Just finished.
Okay. So we're raiding Helping Hand.
Yep, we're raiding Helping Hand and Lady doing stuff. Joe, saw you were live and thought you could use a raid. Saw you were live and thought you could use a raid. There you go. Winky face. There you go. Here's a thing. Feel free to copy that, paste that in the chat. We got some raiding to do.
Honestly, that's pretty tame compared to what you usually do.
Yeah, well, because it's not my channel. I didn't want to like make a whole novel unless you want me to make a whole novel. I could, but
No.
that's on you. I try to hold back a little bit when I'm on somebody else's.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I wanted to hold back on that because otherwise I could be like, saw you were live and we wanted to do this thing because we did this show for the last 2 to 3 hours and then we thought you could use a raid.
Yeah, nah, that's fine.
I could, but yeah, no, it's fine. We're chilled today. It's a chill, lazy Sunday. I'm gonna go eat something in a moment and we're gonna watch Spider-Verse in like maybe an hour or two.
All right.
It'll
Well.
be fun.
Be seeing you guys later on the week if you guys would like. My socials are on the About page. And yeah, be seeing you guys later. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.